So this morning, this is day 53. Black coffee I haven't eaten yet. Went for my walk though, extra early, so that I could be here to meet a guy for cardboard. So I'm at the shop. My office. We don't work out of here anymore. We work from home. Actually, Jake went back to regular people work, unfortunately. That's where we're at. I work out of the garage. We're on trend to do $250,000 in sales this year, if I finish the year out doing this business. The business can't really sustain all this overhead anymore, unfortunately, because a lot of shit has happened, including a huge drop in sales. Huge. Because we used to do over $1 million. Now we're doing like maybe 250, and I do it all by myself, which is impressive, out of your garage. Amazon basically shut off our lights last year. Basically had to start all over and rebuilding my Amazon shop. That was fun. Etsy had already been dropping 33%, 33%, 33%, 50% year over year over year over year, to the point to where we're at now. It's been a hard year. Last year I thought was a hard year, but then this year came along and is like, 2026 came along and 2026 was like, are you sure about that? So now I'm at this place that causes me great anxiety. I personally never wanted this building. This building gives me so much anxiety. This building hurts my heart. This building represents the decline and fall of everything we built. And not because necessarily it's the building's fault. It just led to all the overhead that we can't sustain when other things took a downturn. Everything here became unsustainable. Fucking hurts. So day 53 is coming at you from inside a place I don't like to be. When we first moved in here, it was balls to the wall. Like, okay, we just got so much more overhead to sustain, and we have this big building that needed many improvements, and we needed to cash flow that shit. So it was balls to the wall and trying to grow the business. And like, we did. If, I know people don't like to hear this, but if the economy was on our side, this shit would have turned out a lot different. There are a lot of factors not in our favor. And we took a lot of advice, like when things are down, that's when you build, because when things come back up, you're going to shoot forward ahead of all your competition. You're going to blow everybody away. But things never turned around, and we couldn't be in that lull anymore. And sometimes I get a little worried about doing these videos, like who's going to see these and how is this going to be consequential to my life. If I share something a little too much that I shouldn't have shared, what kind of consequence is that going to have? And that's kind of something else I'm really tired of living in. Like, if I say too much, there could be consequence. And not because I'm saying anything negative, it's just because I'm saying things that are truthful, things that are my reality, things my family are going through. Like, if I say too much, who's going to come after me? So you really got to tiptoe around things. And I've been tiptoeing a long time, and I don't want to tiptoe no more. This is exhausting, mentally, emotionally, draining. I am so tired. Jake is so tired. We're checked out, and we're ready to move on. Just trying to get some airflow through this really stagnant building. Obviously, if you watch my stories, you know that those doors don't work no more because, well, we had a freak snowstorm. So I opened that garage door instead, and then I opened the other garage door where my cardboard will be delivered. To get some airflow through here, it's so stagnant, it's so, I guess, humid in here. Cardboard delivered. We get our cardboard from Bramco. Great company to work with. We've been using them for several years. The other thing that, like, you don't expect to feel is when you have employees, you see the same faces for years, every day. You see the same faces. And then one day you never see those faces again. That's also like one of those really hard things to process emotionally. People you saw every single day, you don't see anymore. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, I'm not built for this, because you know what? I am built for this. Business comes with risk. If the risks are risks, and sometimes they don't work out, and you pivot and you change and you try again. You pick yourself up and you try again. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. One thing's for sure. Building and then running a business, being an entrepreneur, is not easy. It may seem like it's easy for a person who's from the outside looking in. Now you're kind of looking in a little behind the scenes. This is not easy. It's not built for weak people. You will encounter so much hardship and tests. How strong are you? Entrepreneurship is not for the weak-willed. There are jobs to be had by people who can't handle this kind of stuff. And I don't know if one day I'll have to go back into the regular workforce. I might temporarily, but believe me, I would come back and do this again. I'm gonna come back and do this again. What that is, we'll see. I don't know. Could be the same thing. I don't know. We'll see. Just keep watching. See what happens. You're gonna be just as surprised as I am.